Now, in terms of impeachment, you will keep asking me the same question. I keep giving you the same answer. As I said right from the start, we need to see the arena in which we are sending our managers. Is that too much to ask? In October, we put forth H.R. 660, which is a House resolution which talked about the terms under which we would proceed further to further proceed with the investigation, so that people knew what the battlefield would look like. We expect to see that here. I hear different things. I hear that they might want to, you've probably heard one way or another, some of them have suggested they might want to dismiss. Dismiss equals cover-up. Dismiss equals admission that you're afraid of the facts, the truth, the witnesses, and the documentation. We would have hoped that, as with the Clinton process, that there would have been a bipartisan resolution determining how to proceed. Contrary to what the majority leader says, he says this is like the Clinton. No, it's not at all. And I sent our members yesterday 6 points in which it is, 6 of the points in which it is different. But nonetheless, at some point, we would hope that we would see from them what the terms of engagement will be. We are ready. We are proud of our defense of the Constitution of the United States. We are concerned that the senators will not be able to live up to the oath that they must take to have an impartial trial. So much for that. At the same time as this is all going on, it's important to note that there's so many other things of concern to the American people. One is the assault on the Affordable Care Act that this administration is engaged in the courts, in the Congress, and we are fighting them in the courts, in the Congress, and in the country. But right now, they are in the court. Instead of defending the law of the land, as is the responsibility of the Justice Department, this administration is fighting the law of the land. That means benefit for pre-existing conditions, no lifetime limits or annual limits, child staying on your policy till 26, being a woman, no longer being a pre-existing condition. The list goes on and on that they want to tear down. So with all of the other, shall we say, distractions going on, which are a collateral benefit to the administration because it is a distraction, as they are masterful at, of what's going on. In addition to that, and related to health, is the statement from the administration that they're no longer going to enforce the NEPA, the National Environmental Protection Act. This means more polluters will be right there next to the water supply of our children. That's a public health issue. That they, in their denial of climate, they are going to not use the climate issue as anything to do with environmental decision-making. Public should know this. Denial about the climate crisis in the midst of fires in Australia, and we have them in our own country. And then I'll close by just talking about how proud we are of the work that our members have done for the people. We have moved to lower health care costs by lowering the cost of prescription drugs. H.R. 3, wildly popular in the country, hopefully passed the House before we left. We also were proud to pass the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement, which is sitting over in the Senate. It's sitting over there with maybe 400 bills we've sent over, more than 275 of them bipartisan legislation. One of them we observed yesterday, the 9th anniversary of the assault on Gabby Gifford's life. This is a bullet that I wear. That's of the highest priority, because if they would pass this bill, it would save lives, the bill to have sensible background check legislation. So again, we're proud of our legislative agenda to lower health care costs, keep the American people safe, build bigger paychecks by building the infrastructure. And this coming week, in the next period of time, our chairman, led by Peter DeFazio, Chairman DeFazio of the Infrastructure and Transportation Committee, will be putting forth our most current initiative on I say climate because you can't do infrastructure without having a recognition of resilience and green technologies. So that's where we are there. Now, today, we again send sad condolences to the person who lost his or her life in Puerto Rico, others whose homes were damaged. We call upon the White House to stop its unlawful withholding of funds from Puerto Rico. We also, there are needs that need to be met. There has been a disaster designated, but the ongoing withholding of funds appropriated by Congress to Puerto Rico is illegal, and we call upon the administration to cease and desist that illegal activity. So what else do we have here? Maybe we'll just take some questions from all of you. Nancy? Yes.
You say that you need to know what the arena looks like
Yes.
in the Senate. How long are you prepared to hold on to the articles of impeachment if you don't get the answers you're looking for?
Well, it's interesting just to listen to what they say, because they may not. The other day, you probably heard the leader say, I'm glad to show you what it is when I'm ready. But we don't know when he's going to be glad to be ready to show it to us. So there is something that they will have. And then he says, well, we'll pass it once we get the articles. In the past few weeks, since we've had this, shall we say, impasse, because they won't reveal the terms of engagement, many things have been accomplished that are collateral benefit to the discussion, and they relate to on December 20th, new emails showed that 91 minutes after Trump's phone call with the Ukrainian president, a top OMB aide asked DOD to hold off on sending military aid to the Ukraine, directly related to that call. On December 29th, was public revelations about Mulvaney's role in the delay of the aid, the effort of lawyers at OMB, DOJ, and White House to justify the delay, and the alarm that the delay caused within the administration, because everyone was not in agreement. Last Thursday, newly unredacted Pentagon emails exposed serious concerns by administration officials about the legality of the president's hold on the aid, aid to Ukraine. And just this week, Bolton announced that he would comply with a subpoena compelling his testimony. His lawyers have stated he has new relevant information. These and other of our investigation and our articles necessitate a fair trial with documents and witnesses. They don't want documents, the documentation. They don't want witnesses. They may want a dismissal, which is proof that they cannot clear the president of the wrongdoing that he has put forth.
So are you willing to hold on to the articles indefinitely?
No, I'm not holding them indefinitely. I'll send them over when I'm ready. And that will probably be soon. I just, he said, if you don't send them over, I'm going to pass the Mexico-U.S. Canada trade agreement. Okay. But no, we want to see what they're willing to do and the manner in which they will do it. But we will not let them say, oh, this is just like Clinton, fair is fair. It's not. Documentation, witnesses, facts, truth. That's what they're afraid of.